I will do an entire video dedicated to facts on trisomy 21, also known as Down syndrome. But in this video, I want to talk about our perception and also our biases. Because of the profession I am in, I was not just tasked with, but made to understand my own biases as I walk through this world, but also just how my upbringing, my race, my socioeconomic status, where I grew up, how I got educated, where I got educated, absolutely influences the way I see the world. There's a lot of things that will impact our perception. Our perception is largely influenced by what we see, social media, entertainment, all of that. What we experience, where we go to school, who we go to school with, all of that. Our socioeconomic status, our income, our religion, how we were raised, the culture, our race, what's the predominant culture or race around us. What country are you living in? What side of the country are you living in? These are all things that will definitely kind of influence the way we think and what we see. I'd imagine for Kaylee, she is seeing folks with Down syndrome in her community that are quite well and that hopefully have amazing families and are completely supported. I would imagine she's speaking from experience of people she went to school with, or people she sees on social media, or Netflix shows, right? And while that's a very valid perception, it's not the reality of it, right? It's very biased. Just because you don't see something happening doesn't mean it's not still happening. I believe that if people suspended their own judgment or their own viewpoints for a couple minutes and just kind of zoomed out, I think that the world would be a much more peaceful place. So again, just because you don't see something happening doesn't mean it's actually happening. And this really, I think, is true for a lot of things, but especially for injustice. And then I want to tell you about a story of perception. So one of my professors in undergrad told us this story. She was a social worker in the NICU, and they had just like a barrage of very, very, very sick NICU patients, and a lot more deaths than usual. And she became so entrenched in the thinking that all newborns are very sick and might die, and it became a lot for her to hold. And so she forced herself to go down one floor to the labor and delivery ward, where there's just like the healthy newborn nursery. And she said she sat in front of that window and just looked at all of the beautiful healthy newborns, and it helped her remember that just because what she's seeing is so bad doesn't mean that's true for all cases. Again, our perception is largely influenced by what we're seeing and what we're experiencing. And that's just simply not the whole of it. So we're all walking around extremely biased people, but I think it's helpful to know and to have some critical thinking just when you're interacting in the world, that just because what you see is not the whole picture.